Pooh Shiesty might be getting a bond. States of America versus Latrell Williams Jr. Defendants motion for a de novo review of magistrate judge's detention order and motion for release on conditions. But of course, to the Honorable Senior Judge David C. Gabi, United States District Judge for the Northern District of Texas, Dallas Division. Defendant Latrell Williams Jr., by and through undersigned counsel, respectfully moves this court pursuant to 18 U.S.C. 3145B for de novo review of the detention order entered by United States Magistrate Judge Renee Harris Tolliver on April 8, 2026, and for an order releasing Mr. Williams on appropriate conditions pending trial. In support thereof, Mr. Williams states as follows. Introduction. Latrell Williams Jr. is a recording artist charged in a 4-count indictment with conspiracy to commit kidnapping and kidnapping under 18 U.S.C. 1201 and conspiracy to commit extortion and extortion under the Hobbs Act. He was arrested April 1st, 2026. People thought it was April Fool's for some whatever reason. Nearly 3 months after the alleged incident, and was later indicted on April 28, 2026. Throughout that entire period, he was on electronic monitoring. His location was known to law enforcement around the clock, and he did nothing to evade scrutiny. He made every check-in. He passed every drug test. He did not run. The magistrate judge ordered detention for 4 reasons. 1, that the weight of evidence against Mr. Williams is strong. 2, that Mr. Williams poses a danger to the community. 3, that he poses a flight risk. And 4, that no conditions can adequately protect against those concerns. None of those findings hold up. The evidence in this case is a single victim's uncorroborated account given to Dallas police on the night in question by a complainant who has since gone on social media to deny that any of it happened. The crux of the complaint is that Mr. Williams forcibly made the complaint to sign a release which would effectively let him out of his contract with the complainant. Despite the lengthy investigation, no guns were recovered, no signed contract release was found, no audio or video evidence exists, and no conspiratorial communications of any kind were offered in evidence. Moreover, there is a serious, well-briefed question whether this incident is a federal crime at all. This court should review the detention order de novo, find that the government has not met its burden, and release Mr. Williams on conditions. A very important message from our sponsor, Cloak. Most people who sign up for these kind of services only do it to get rid of those calls. Well, Cloak will keep on doing that, getting rid of the spam calls, but I want to take y'all to the personal right there. They dared me to put my freaking number into it. They said, Nash, we only want to sign up if you're going to sign up with us. I'm already a member because they're showing you all of my information from my goddamn dad's name, my mama's name, to my freaking social security number. See, what happens is billions are made from your personal information. This is how we stop people from stealing our stuff. This is how you fight back, by getting signed up with Cloak today. And the reason why you need to do it, not because they're going to give you 30% off, but because you need to. This is important for your personal information. A lot of us sign up for new things every single day. And Cloak, they're going to continue the fight from day and from night. Get Cloak today, get 30% off. You can hit that QR code or you can tap the link in the description. Get Cloak today, man. Thank me later. They're effectively saying, y'all don't have a damn thing except a police report that wasn't even essentially thorough enough. And on top of that, how in the world is this a Fed case? Y'all really probably don't even have the jurisdiction of this. So they're charging 4 points. And I know y'all know I like to read on this. So if you can, man, hit that like button like you like something. Let's get on with this, bruh, because this is crazy. Rolling, a defendant may move to revoke or amend a magistrate judge's detention order before the district court under 18 U.S.C. 3145B. Review is de novo, United States versus Rubin. This court is not bound by the magistrate judge's findings and makes its own independent determination of whether detention is warranted. The government must prove by clear and convincing evidence that no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of any other person and the community. On flight risk, The standard is by preponderance of the evidence. There is no presumption of detention here. Kidnapping, conspiracy to kidnap, and Hobbs Act offenses are not among the enumerated offenses in 18 U.S.C. 3142E3 that trigger a presumption in favor of detention. It talks about a freaking drug trafficking case, but we don't really care about that. It says pretrial detention must be considered for Gioacchini because he faces RICO and Hobbs Act extortion charges, among others. As the government acknowledged at the February 24th, 2004 hearing, the charges against Simone and Gioacchini do not invoke the rebuttable presumption favoring detention established in certain circumstances by 18 U.S.C. 3142E. The government carries its full burden from the outset without any thumb on the scale. So the stuff that y'all even holding us with, y'all basically got to prove that crap. And y'all hold the burden of proof. Y'all are applying the wrong detention orders to us. So you can't say these rules should apply when in this case that we're citing right here, the same type of shit, the rules actually didn't apply from the codes that you used. What the hell going on? This shit, man, I ain't gonna lie. I like this shit. Hey, this lawyer talking that talk, spitting that shit. Well, let me go right here. 3, the charge offenses are subject to a substantial jurisdiction challenge. That means they're going to try to say, bro, hey, feds, y'all don't even have the balls to be handling this. This needs to go to the state. The strength of the evidence against a defendant is a detention factor under 18 U.S.C. 3142G2. That factor cannot be assessed in isolation from a genuine question whether the charged conduct constitutes a federal crime. Before this court weighs the detention calculus, it should reckon with the real possibility that the government cannot establish federal jurisdiction. Federal kidnapping under 18 U.S.C. 1201A1 requires proof of an interstate commerce nexus. That requirement is not a technicality. The Fifth Circuit made clear in United States versus Meyer that an offender's travel must be in furtherance of the commission of the offense, not merely travel that happened to precede it. Failing to establish that nexus is reversible error. The government's evidence on this point is thin at best. Start with what is undisputed. Mr. Williams did not travel interstate. He lived in the Dallas area. The studio was local to him. The government's interstate commerce theory depends entirely on the travel of the Memphis-based co-defendants, but the record is silent on when those individuals arrived in Dallas or why they came. Defense counsel pointed out at the hearing that they had reportedly been in the area for a week before the alleged incident. If that is true, their travel long predates any conspiratorial purpose and cannot satisfy Meyer's furtherance requirement. The government never asked its own witness when the co-defendants arrived, and that silence is telling. The government's backup theory that RD's cell phone constitutes an instrumentality of interstate commerce used during the offense fares no better. The mere presence of a phone does not clear the judicial bar of 1201. Absent evidence, the phone itself was used across state lines in furtherance of the kidnapping. A phone in someone's face while a contract is allegedly signed at gunpoint inside a recording studio in Dallas is not interstate commerce. Wait, what? Holy shit. I thought it was the guns. But it goes on to say, no firearms were recovered. The government's third potential nexus theory, firearms manufactured outside Texas, rests on nothing in evidence. Bro, this the same shit I'm talking about in the All-Star JR case. The point for present purposes is straightforward. Where jurisdiction is genuinely contestable, the weight of the evidence cannot fairly be called strong. So since y'all don't have the evidence y'all say y'all have, saying, oh, bro, they traveled because they was going to rob Gucci Mane, how's they going to rob this man when basically with his cell phone is going to show what exactly? Then on top of that, y'all don't have the guns. So you damn near can act like I would have played stupid and been like, that's like me and some homeboys going to Las Vegas, being from California, getting into it with some people and all this shit. And next thing you know, instead of y'all letting the freaking Las Vegas PD handle it, you bastards, AKA the feds, y'all decided to dip your hands in here and say, oh no, this is on us. No. Bruh, I know this thing seems kind of boring to y'all, but bruh, this shit is fascinating. 4. The weight of the evidence does not support detention. The magistrate judge found the weight of the evidence strong. A fair reading of the record compels the opposite conclusion. The entire case rests on a single witness who is publicly recanting. Strip away what the government does not have. And what remains is this. RD told Dallas police on the night of January 10th that Mr. Williams put a gun on him, forced him to sign a contract release, and robbed him of his jewelry. That statement relayed through an FBI agent who was not present at the incident and who did not interview RD herself. Is the sum of total government's case as presented on the core offense, Special Agent Hansen conceded on cross that FBI has not taken a formal statement from any of the 5 alleged victims in the 4 months since the incident? More damaging still, RD, the man at the center of the case, has gone on social media and denied that any of this occurred. He has posted videos repudiating the government's account, and according to defense counsel's unchallenged representation to the magistrate judge, has displayed the alleged stolen jewelry as if it were still in his possession. Agent Hansen did not know about these posts and confirmed that no one from the FBI has spoken to RD after they appeared. A complaining witness publicly recanted the offense is not a minor evidentiary wrinkle. It is a fundamental problem. The government is asking this court to detain a man based on the conduct that the government's own complaining witness is denying took place. That is not a strong case. It is a case in serious trouble. B, the physical evidence does not exist. Agent Hansen acknowledged the following on cross-examination. No firearm has been recovered. The contract release has not been recovered. The video recording of RD's alleged verbal release has not been recovered. No communication, whether text calls, DMs, or any other form establishing a pre-planned conspiracy have been identified. The only physical evidence connecting the alleged scheme to advanced preparation is a Staples receipt for a print job, which is alleged to have been the mysterious contract release. However, no signed copy appears to exist. The FBI executed search warrants on Mr. Williams' apartment at arrest. They found no firearms. They found no stolen jewelry. They found no contract release. 3 months of investigation, and the cupboard is bare. C, the complaint itself contains a factual error the government has not corrected. The criminal complaint misplaces the alleged gun display. It describes the firearm being produced inside the control room. Agent Hansen conceded on cross that this is wrong. The alleged incident occurred inside the recording studio, a different room. This is not a trivial distinction because the control room and studio are separated by a wall and a window, and the location of the gun matters to corroborate analysis. That the complaint contains a factual error about the location of the central alleged act. In that 4 months have passed without anyone correcting it speaks to the care with which this case was assembled. 5, Mr. Williams does not pose a danger to the community. In a couple of words, they may have said shit, they ain't saying shit now. Gucci done showed in videos that his jewelry ain't taken. He done showed us in that damn shit he pulled up to Bessemer, Alabama. He done did a whole bunch of shit. So what the hell are y'all talking about? We don't have it. What he said is this case ain't as strong as they lied to y'all and said. Wow. Let's get to conclusion 5. 5, Mr. Williams does not pose a danger to the community. The government must prove by clear and convincing evidence that no condition of release will protect the community. The government's own conduct over the 3 months following the alleged offense tells this court what the government actually believed. The government's 3-month delay undermines its dangerousness claim. The FBI knew about this alleged offense on the night it occurred. Mr. Williams was on electronic monitoring. His address was known. His movements were tracked by ankle bracelet. The government did nothing. No arrests, no surveillance, no traffic stops, no knock on the door. Agent Hansen confirmed that the FBI conducted no physical surveillance on Mr. Williams during the 3 months between the alleged offense and his arrest, and offered no explanation beyond a lack of resources. Courts have recognized that a government which allows a supposedly dangerous defendant to move freely for months while knowing exactly where he is has a hard time persuading a reviewing court that his release now poses a grave public danger. The government cannot have it both ways. If Mr. Williams was truly a violent threat, the government now portrays the decision to leave him unsupervised in a community for 80 days is inexplicable. If that decision was reasonable, then the government's current dangerousness argument is overstated. B, his conduct since release from BOP speaks for itself. Mr. Williams was released from federal custody in October 2025 after serving 63 months. In the months that followed, he reported for every required urinalysis. He never tested positive. He complied with all conditions of home detention without exception. When this investigation became known to him on the very night of June 10th, he did not cut off his ankle monitor or attempting to flee. He stayed. He reported. He continued complying for the next 80 days. He completed the residential drug abuse program. That's the RDAP for y'all. During his prior incarceration. That is the conduct of a man who takes his obligations seriously, not someone who needs to be locked up to protect the public. C, no weapons were found. The government searched Mr. Williams' apartment at the time of arrest. Whatever they expected to find, they found the firearms. No stolen jewelry, and nothing that could be tied to the January 10th incident beyond some electronic devices whose evidentiary value the government itself could not assess. For a man the government characterizes as having brandished a Draco-style pistol in a kidnapping scheme, the absence of any weapon at his home is significant. 6, Mr. Williams not a flight risk. The government flight risk amounts to this. He faces significant time if convicted. That argument could be made about any defendant in a serious federal case. Without more, it does not satisfy a preponderance standard. The record actually shows the opposite of a flight risk. When Mr. Williams was charged in federal court in Miami on a case where the government sought 10 years or more, he surrendered voluntarily. He was sentenced to 63 months and was released on home detention in October 2025. And although he was the target of a federal kidnapping investigation, less than 3 months later, he did not run. He had every opportunity and by the government's own account, had the financial resources to disappear if he chose to. He did not choose to. He has never missed a court date. He has never failed a supervision check-in. He has never attempted to evade law enforcement, as the Fifth Circuit has observed. The mere fact that a defendant faces a serious sentence without more cannot carry a flight risk. Finding the government has offered nothing beyond that. 7, conditions short of detention will adequately protect the community and assure appearance. The Bail Reform Act directs release on this least restricted condition consistent with the community safety. So we're not really finna get into all that and everything, bro, but it just goes on to say a whole bunch of stuff, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this shit looks great. We're gonna get to the very last part of this, and its conclusion is effing wow. The government knew of this alleged conduct on the night it is alleged to have occurred, yet waited nearly 3 months to file a complaint or make an arrest. All while Mr. Williams remained compliant, sober, and present. It has produced no physical evidence of the offenses, no weapon, no contract release, no recording, and no conspiratorial communications. Its principal witness publicly recanting its jurisdictional theory is contestable under the Fifth Circuit authority, and it's asking this court to detain a man on conditions it declined to enforce for 80 days when it had every opportunity to do so. This is not a case for pretrial detention. Mr. Williams respectfully requests this court conduct a de novo review of the magistrate judge's April 8, 2026 order, permitting Mr. Williams to call witnesses on his behalf, find that the government has failed to meet its burden under 18 U.S.C. 3142F by clear and convincing evidence as to dangerousness and the preponderance of evidence as to flight risk, release Mr. Williams subject to the conditions set forth herein or on such other conditions as this court finds appropriate, and grant any other relief this court deems just and proper. Bruh, they did everything but ask him to damn near drop the case. They basically was like, hey, man, he ain't got nothing. And I'm going to be honest. I'm beyond curious what the hell the feds are going to do. What the feds going to say. Because the feds got to pop out and say something. And what this does is it forces the feds to show their hand, to show exactly what they have or don't have. Because if they can't produce none of this shit, the judge has no choice. You cannot, like they said, you can't say Buddy is dangerous and y'all sat on your ass damn near for 3 months and didn't do shit. 80 days is damn near 3 months, by the way. 90 days makes it 3 months technically. I know some of you, no, it's 80 days. What they're saying is this. If he was so bad, why didn't y'all lock his ass up the night of? Subscribe, turn on bell to notify, share to keep your people aware. Y'all let me know your thoughts on this. Bruh, I know this was a long video, but y'all gotta admit, this shit is fascinating because that lawyer is putting belt to it. And the feds, their response has to excoriate shit because the only thing that they quote unquote have of a crime is a stolen laptop. So they had to ask, well, how did he get it? But the whole kidnapping shit, that shit is failing. Everything is failing. The only thing they could possibly have is a goddamn robbery. That's it, at maximum. So the feds might have to come with a third superseding indictment like they do in the dirt. But this is fantastic news, not just for Pooh Shiesty, for the whole team. This, bro, the feds just got their asses whooped, bro. I don't know how to say it in any other way. Their rebuttal better damn near put a nail in the coffin of Pooh Shiesty. They gotta fire back with fire and brimstone. And I'm gonna be honest, short of them actually saying we finally spoke to people, maybe some goddamn report of missing jewelry to insurance or whatever the hell. But that jewelry that Gucci Mane got, Ali looks like the jewelry that he was missing. Ali, he might have got it back. Maybe. Click right here to see how Hernandez Govan ass is in jail again. God, dog. Why everybody with bald heads always getting in trouble, bro? Click right here for that video and click right here for the playlist, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Y'all come back now, you hear?